Welcome back to another episode of Jocktalk. I'm here with Super Witch owner for ice cream and soft serve, Briggs Barrios. Where did you go to high school and college, and what did you do in college?
Well, first thing, thank you for having me on the show, Colin. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to chatting with you. I was born and raised in New Orleans, went to Jesuit High School, and also went to Tulane University. Played baseball at both schools, and I've been in New Orleans for most of my life. I've lived in a few other cities since college, but moved back to New Orleans in 2019 and have been here since.
Can you tell me about your college baseball experience with Tulane?
Absolutely. My college baseball career didn't go exactly how I wanted it to. I had three hip surgeries during my time at Tulane. I had hip impingement and tore my labrum in my left hip twice and my right hip once. So 3 out of my 4 years were surgeries, and the 1 year that I did not have surgery, I was recovering from surgery. Not exactly how you write it up, but had a fantastic experience nonetheless. There's nothing like being part of the locker room and being with the boys. Wouldn't have traded it for anything.
Nice. From playing baseball to making the best ice cream in the city, what do you enjoy the most about each?
Ooh, baseball, I honestly enjoyed the hard work that it took me to get to where I ended up. I wasn't always the most athletic or the fastest or the strongest, but had to work hard to put myself in a position to be successful. And the daily grind of practice and workouts and things like that were really the best parts of what I remember. And also just being part of the team with the guys. You can't really replicate that in anything. The locker room, being with the boys, those relationships that you create throughout the experience, those are the things that you look back on and really have a fond memory of. The wins and the losses are important in the moment, but looking back, the best moments were just in the locker room with the boys, hanging out.
What is it like with the ice cream side of business?
Ice cream side of the business is honestly the flavor development part is my favorite part. I started making ice cream out of the house, and I was making different flavors every single week, testing recipes and doing a lot of fun stuff. And that's really been my favorite part since those days. Making the new menus every single week for the pint shop, creating new flavors for the soft serve shop. That's my favorite part about what we do.
So why did you want to go into the ice cream business instead of going to do something else?
So I didn't go directly into the ice cream business right out of school. I was a stock trader for an investment boutique here in New Orleans called Howard Wheel for the first couple of few years that I was out of school. And then I worked for an e-commerce company called fanatics.com, where I basically ran the Major League Baseball jersey division for fanatics.com for a couple of years, and that was in Tampa. And then I moved back here to New Orleans and was working for a commodities trading company. I was a chartering manager working on our ocean freight and shipping, and we were shipping molasses from mainly Latin American countries to the Caribbean for the rum industry and also to the United States for the U.S. feed industry mainly. But ice cream was not obviously the direct thing that I did right out of school. I grew fond of ice cream during my time in Tampa. Ironically enough, it was part of a fitness journey and was eating ice cream almost every day. I then started an Instagram account where I was reviewing different ice creams from grocery stores and was actually getting ice cream shipped from all over the country on dry ice to my apartment in Tampa, and tried so many incredible ice creams over about a 4-year period. Moved back to New Orleans, had the Instagram account where I was reviewing ice cream. COVID hit, and then I decided that I wanted to start making my own. So I got a bunch of cookbooks and started making recipes at the house, and then began developing our own recipe. And that recipe has evolved significantly since those times to what we do now. We continuously try to make little adjustments to make the ice cream better, just like you do in sports with your technique, with how you're working out. really small adjustments over time end up creating huge differences in the long run. So yeah, that's what we're doing on a daily basis now.
That sounds like very good work. Like, what was the best ice cream product that you had shipped to your apartment in Tampa? Like, what was the best company's ice? Like, what was your favorite?
There were a couple. Um, Ample Hills was my second shipment, I think. They're no longer in operation like they were at that point, but at that point they had a huge factory in Brooklyn and were doing like some awesome stuff. But they had a flavor called the Munchies that was a pretzel ice cream with like these pretzel M&M Ritz cracker crunchies in it, and it just blew my mind that ice cream could taste like that. And that was the first one that was really like eye opening, that ice cream could be something different than what you get in the scoop shop and what you get in the grocery store. So I'd say that was the most memorable one. The favorite company I got stuff from was probably a tie between those guys and Salt and Straw at the time. They were doing some really cool stuff.
Ooh, that sounds really good. I've never heard of that company, but I'm gonna have to try it out.
Absolutely.
What? How did you come up with the name Super Witch? Because I think it's like a very unique name.
Yeah, so it's actually my grandma's nickname. So growing up down the bayou, my mom's family had a commercial fishing business, and all of the yachts were named Super Witch 1, Super Witch 2, Super Witch 3 for the business, and they were named after my grandma. My grandpa always thought that she knew exactly what he was doing when he wasn't supposed to be doing it. And she also bore a resemblance to the main character in the show Bewitched. So she got the Super Witch moniker. It's a loving nickname. A lot of people think it's a bad thing, but absolute loving nickname for sure. And she passed away 6 months before we opened the business. And it just felt right. She was always the person that was on my side no matter what I did, was always in my corner, and thought it'd be an awesome tribute to her.
That's really cool. When did you find out that your ice cream was so good? Like when people started buying it, or like how did you find out it could it sell really good and really fast?
Um, I well, thank you for saying that it's good. I appreciate that. I the first ice cream we made at the house tasted pretty good, honestly, and I had accidentally done a lot of market research in my time in Tampa. I had probably close to, if not over 1,000 pints of ice cream in like a 4 or 5 year period. So I knew what I liked, and I knew what some other people who were posting the same type of reviews liked, and had a good idea of like what high quality versus low quality was. And yeah, that market research that I was doing unknowingly turned out to be a great base for my palate for what we do now and the expectations that we have for the ice cream. So yeah, I had a feeling that it was pretty good because I had had a bunch of other ice cream that people thought was good, and knew what mouthfeel and texture and flavor profiles I was going for. So from the jump, I kind of had a pretty good idea that what we were doing was pretty good.
I don't know if you know, but I don't know if you remember, but what was the first flavor you made back in your house when you started?
First flavor I made was like a classic cookies and cream. It was one of those like at home Cuisinart freezers that you freeze the bowl and you pour your mix, and it runs for about 20-25 minutes and makes your ice cream, and threw some Oreos in there, some crushed ones, some big ones, and yeah, it was just a classic cookies and cream.
That I love cookies and cream. I
It's
really do like cookies and cream.
absolute
Oh,
classic.
as people know, you do Wednesday pint drops every weekend. Can you take us into like the preparing for it and like the process and what y'all do before y'all drop it?
Yeah, absolutely. So menus are planned weeks in advance. Our flavors and how the menu comes together, we want to make sure that we don't have a one note menu. So the menu planning happens sometimes 3 and 4 weeks in advance. Sometimes it's closer to the actual drop window if we want to switch something up. But menu planning starts about a month in advance, and then actual production for Wednesday's drop starts Thursday morning. So actually, it starts Wednesday afternoon. So we make the last ice cream for the Wednesday drop Wednesday morning, and we make the ice cream base that we're going to churn into ice cream on Thursday on Wednesday afternoon. So the cycle never really stops. We make ice cream, actually produce and pack pints on Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We do some prep work on Saturday and have pickups on Saturday, and the shop's closed on Sunday.
Mhm.
So right now we have 4 ice cream production days, and actually 5 ice cream production days, and one of them is a little bit lighter than the others just because we don't really have enough space for the ice cream. So we're playing some musical freezers. But yeah, so we have 5 churn production days where we're packing ice cream, one day that we're just prepping, and then one day off during the week. But we are making ice cream for Wednesday's drop all the way up until Wednesday afternoon. We put all the ice cream on hot plate, and it goes for sale Wednesday at 7 p.m. So it's constant. We get a lot of people asking us to like just make more ice cream, and I wish it were that easy. We would love to be selling more ice cream, but right now it's a matter of the space we have in the kitchen, the ability of the team to pack the pints and to maintain the quality that we expect.
When you started like thinking of the idea of making ice cream, who told you like to go towards it and do make ice cream?
So the first time I churned ice cream, I kind of knew that I wanted to do it full time. I literally made that first cookies and cream, and I remember telling my brother, like, dude, I want to do this full time. I'm going to figure this out. Immediately started recipe testing after my job from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night and 8 hours during the weekend. So I would get up Saturday morning, go to the gym, 5 a.m., and then would get back from the gym at 6:37, and then I would make ice cream from 7 a.m. to 3 or 4 p.m. every single Saturday and Sunday for a year. I was recipe testing for not only the ice cream base, but also all the inclusions that go in the ice cream, the swirls, the chunks, all that stuff. So I was doing that for about a year, and then decided that I wanted to start selling it, and thought it was good enough for people to. I wanted people to taste it, so started doing some low key stuff out of the house, selling ice cream. People were really enjoying it, and after about 6 months of that, I started looking for a shop, and we opened the Jefferson Highway shop June of 2023. So we just turned 3 years old over there. So the pint drop business is 3 years old, and we just opened the soft serve shop in December. So the soft serve shop is a little over a half a year old. So yeah, I didn't have anybody that was like urging me to do it. I decided I wanted to do it, and had all the support from my family and friends that had tried the ice cream and believed in me to do it. So yeah, it's been a great journey so far.
That's a great way to start it. Did you ever like think when you opened the pint shop, did you ever think about like maybe I should do a scooping shop, like a scoop and pickup shop or just pints? Did you ever think to do a scooping shop or no?
It was never really on my radar, honestly. I prefer to experience the ice cream in pint form. Our ice cream is very chunky. It has a lot of swirls. It's more of an experience than like going to get a scoop. One of my biggest ice cream shop pet peeves is when you go and you get a flavor and it's like chocolate chip cookie dough, and you get a double scoop of ice cream and you have 2 whole pieces of cookie dough in the scoops. Like
Not
it's not the experience that I want, and it's not the experience that I want people to have when they eat our ice cream. Our ice cream doesn't really translate to a scoop like that. So yeah, that's why we do it by the pint. It's awesome for people to be able to just take it out of the freezer, eat it whenever they want, and have a very similar experience in regard to like the quantity of the mix-ins and the ice cream and everything as each time you take it out of the freezer. So we really focus on how we're packing the pints to create that experience. Obviously, everything's hand packed, so it's not going to be perfect, but we're really striving for everyone to have that experience that I want when you take it out the freezer and you have the chunks and you have the swirls and you get to enjoy every single aspect of the ice cream every single time you take it out the freezer.
Like that's what I like about y'all's pints compared to others people's like scooping pints. Is like in y'all's pints, I like the Oreo McWitchy. That's like my favorite one. There's
Yeah.
always an Oreo on top, but then like when you keep on going, there's gonna be more Oreos, and like there's
Yes.
always some at the bottom. And like when you're at other pints or scoops, there's never Oreos on the bottom.
Yeah. Last bite, best bite. We always talk about that in the shop, and any pints that we throw Oreos in are gonna have a legitimately whole Oreo. Machines can't do that, so it's something that can set us apart. If we're gonna put something that we're not gonna manipulate into the ice cream, we want it to be a unique experience. So yeah, we try to do some larger chunks because everyone loves to like dig through a pint and then all of a sudden there's a whole Oreo in there. It's fun. It's a fun way to scoop ice cream, and it's really what brings people back to continue to enjoy our ice cream.
How did you come up with so many different unique flavors for your ice cream?
Honestly, it's really just a process of stuff that just comes to me, and plays on different desserts that I've had in the past, or different menu items that I've seen in the past, or different ice creams that I've had. Like, hey, I've seen this guy do this. This looks incredible. Let's try to do it, or let's do a riff on that. So yeah, I mean, like you get inspiration from everything, and a lot of this stuff is thoughts that like I love this, like the Oreo swirl, for example. Like I love Oreos and ice cream, but like how can we present something familiar in a different way that nobody's ever had it? So like that's our ice cream is all nostalgic flavor profiles and things that like really like push those buttons for people. And Oreos are a big part of ice cream and the nostalgia factor in ice cream. Like you said, you love a cookies and cream ice cream. So we can do Oreos by putting Oreo chunks in the ice cream. We can make an Oreo gravel, put that in the ice cream. We can make an Oreo brittle, which stays crunchy, is super buttery, and we can put that in the ice cream. We can also make a swirl out of Oreo cookies. So you get what amounts to like a caramel or a fudge consistency in the ice cream, but it's made with Oreos. So you can get Oreo flavor presented in 4 different ways. And then also we can make our ice cream base because we make it from scratch in the shop. We can make an Oreo ice cream that has Oreos infused to our ice cream base. So every single bite you take, you get a little bit of that Oreo flavor. It's just everything that we do is intentional in regard to the flavor, the texture, and the end product. And everything is very thought through. Whether or not we do an Oreo brittle or an Oreo gravel is an intentional decision because that's how we want the texture and flavor to be presented for that specific pint. So yeah, the flavor development process is it's not something that I sit down and I'm like, these are going to be the flavors for this week. It's really thinking about things that I want to eat, and I'm making our favorite ice cream, my favorite ice cream every single week. And that's what it is. So it's not like it's not a specific process that we go through. It just kind of comes to me and we rip it.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but like, how many pints do you have in your freezer right now at your house?
At my house,
Yes.
not a lot actually. A disappointing number. Probably maybe I think we have 4 or 5 total, and a couple of those are like ones that we saved from our wedding ice cream drop. There was one point when I was living in Tampa, I had a chest freezer in my kitchen. I had like a 1,100 square foot apartment, and I had a chest freezer in my kitchen for ice cream. I probably had like 80 pints of ice cream on hand at one point. So the numbers have significantly decreased, but we've got a lot of freezers at Jefferson Highway. And I guess that's one of the perks of owning an ice cream company is that you can kind of get ice cream whenever you want. So
That's also true. as many people know, you just recently opened like a soft serve shop on Metairie Road called Superwood Soft Serve. What made you start wanting to do soft serve and also pints at the same, like at a different time?
Yeah. So you asked about why did we not want to do scoopable ice cream, and that's the reason we didn't think that our hard packed ice cream translated into scoops. So we did want to have an option that was more accessible to people. And I also got the bug that I wanted to make our own soft serve mix. And I wanted to prove to myself that we could do it, that we can make a super high quality mix from scratch. And we worked really hard on the recipe and think that we're presenting a unique soft serve product. So that was really the main driver. I really wanted to prove to myself that we could do it. And I wanted to have a more customer facing outlet so people could come enjoy our products if they couldn't make it for the drop or they couldn't get a pint on the drop. And the reason we added cookies to the menu is it's the most nostalgic dessert ever. A cookie a la mode, a warm cookie with ice cream on the side. It hits all those buttons that I want in dessert. We think that I think that dessert is one of those things that people do to really indulge. And like that's what our soft serve shop is. You can come and you can get a cup and you can enjoy the ice cream, but when you come and you get the cookie and you get the soft serve, it's just like it's indulgent. And if I'm eating those types of things, like I want it to be super high quality, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create that experience for everybody to come in, sit down, enjoy some time with their friends, some quality time. And yeah, that was the impetus behind the opening of the soft serve shop. We thought we could do something really cool and unique for New Orleans. And it's been going great so far. People have been really enjoying it, and we're going to keep putting the pedal to the metal a little bit.
So how long does it take to make that soft serve mix? And like when you made the cookie, did you try like different recipes first before coming out with just one recipe for the cookie?
Yeah. So the soft serve mix development took like 8 months. So we made probably a recipe a week for 8 months for the soft serve recipe, and finally dialed in what we have today. The soft serve mix itself is really a 2-day process for us. So we make the mix and it sits overnight. It ages like a good gumbo would. The flavors marry a little bit better, and the solids in the mix mature a little bit more overnight. So the mix is a 2-day process usually, and the cookies were also the same. Once we decided that we were going to do cookies, it was probably a 5-month period where we were testing cookie recipes, and we finally landed on what we have right now. And we've had some minor tweaks since we opened the shop to make them a little bit more consistent, or to change the flavor profile slightly because we wanted to tweak it. But we're always looking at trying to make the product better. So we're constantly looking at the recipes to see if we can make some minor adjustments to increase the overall end quality. So that's the menu. I think people think that the menu's extremely simple, but I like to think that the menu's just focused. It's not very simple. The recipes for the soft serve are very complex and are very exact, and the cookie recipe is the same way. We're using super high quality chocolate in the cookies, and specific specific cocoa percentages, dark and milk chocolate, and a specific ratio in those cookies to create the end product that we want. So all the menu items are very thought through and intentional. Though the menu is small, a lot of work and effort goes into executing it every single day.
Yeah. Uh, Two questions for the soft serve shop. How did you come up with the flavor ube? And like, I just went there to get a cookie with a couple of my friends. Whew, that cookie was so good.
So the ube ice cream is something that we started doing at the pint shop, and then people really loved it. It's a purple sweet potato. It's kind of a nutty vanilla flavor profile that is used in a lot of Asian desserts, and it's something that people really connected with when we started doing it at the pint shop. So we brought it over to the soft serve shop as well. It's my wife's favorite flavor. It's my first hire, my production manager at our pint shop, Bailey's favorite flavor. It's a lot of people's favorite flavor. So we brought it over to the soft serve shop. People seem to be enjoying it. Goes with a lot of different flavors. My personal favorite is to pair it with the cookie butter. I love that nutty vanilla with like the cinnamon richness of the cookie butter. It's fantastic. And yeah, the cookie, we worked really hard on the cookie, and it's what I want when I eat a cookie. It's not too thick, but it's still thick. It's got crispy edges with the gooey center, served warm, a ton of chocolate. It's exactly what I want when I'm eating a cookie.
Yeah, it was really good. I have always have friends asking like, "When's the ube coming back? When's the ube coming back?" I'm like, I can't tell you. I'm not the owner of the restaurant
It's going to be back in the next couple of weeks.
because I like that flavor also.
Yeah.
So you just added shorties in your shop. Can you take us through the process of why you added the shorties?
Yeah. From the beginning, once we opened the soft serve shop, we've had a lot of people ask if we could carry the pints over here. Um, we really don't have the production capacity at our Jefferson Highway shop to have a lot of pints over here. But we thought it'd be fun if we could have a little bit of a different product offering, a smaller size, more of a personal size for people to take to go if they want to.
Hmm.
So we worked on some really cool branded cups, and we dropped those last week. And we did a brownie, cosmic brownie a la mode flavor, which was great. And we're going to continue to roll out different flavors that are separate from our pint drops over at the soft serve shop.
I saw y'all are coming out with like a bigger cup too.
Say that again.
I saw y'all are coming out with a bigger cup, like
Yes,
a
yes,
bigger
we
cup.
will be. We will be. We're we're working on different sizes and different things, and once we nail those things down, they'll be launching.
Do you have any surprises coming soon for the soft serve shop or the ice cream shop in Harahan?
No really big surprises in my mind. There's one thing that I'm looking forward to doing in the pint shop. We're gonna have to keep that under wraps though, because it is very early innings. Um, but some exciting collaboration opportunities and some things like that are the things that are coming down the pipe that should be a lot of fun.
You really knock. That's like I'm gonna have to find out soon. I'm gonna find out soon.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna keep it under wraps.
I got one more question before we end it. You ever plan on selling your ice cream in stores, like grocery stores,
Um,
or would like you like to?
we get that question a lot. I don't know. I right now that's not the end goal plan to sell in grocery stores. Never say never though. There's if there's an opportunity that presents itself, we might have to. But yeah, right now we're just going to continue to sell direct to consumer and find some cool outlets in the soft serve shops to continue to get our pints to new people as well.
Thanks for coming on the show and answering my questions.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
This is the latest episode of Jock Talk. It'll be coming out soon. Thanks for joining again.
Thanks, man.
See ya.